The US government just announced they're launching a modern-day Manhattan Project. But instead of building atomic weapons, they're building something that could be way more powerful, an AI system with access to the largest collection of scientific data on Earth. But here's the thing, the platform they're building isn't the most impressive part. Because what they're really doing is creating an AI that can run its own experiments, test its own theories, and make discoveries without humans telling it what to do next. This is about to get wild. So first, what exactly is Genesis? The official name is the Genesis Mission, and it's being run by the Department of Energy. They're taking decades worth of federal scientific data, stuff that taxpayers have already paid billions to create, things like nuclear research, climate models, semiconductor designs, biotech experiments, and they're feeding it all into one massive AI platform. This isn't some startup with a few terabytes of scraped internet data. This is the entire US government's scientific knowledge base. No other country, no private company has access to anything like this. But data alone doesn't change the game. Here's where it gets insane. Genesis isn't just analyzing existing data. The platform connects AI directly to robotic laboratories and production facilities across the US. Which means the AI can design an experiment, run it in a physical lab without human intervention, analyze the results, and then immediately design the next experiment based on what it learned. Think about that for a second. A human scientist might spend weeks setting up one experiment, waiting for results, analyzing them, then setting up the next test. This AI system can run hundreds of experiments in the same time frame, learning and adapting with each iteration. The White House literally said they want to automate research workflows and accelerate scientific breakthroughs. That's the polite way of saying they're building an AI scientist that never sleeps. But why now? Why the urgency? The executive order that launched Genesis doesn't hide the reason. The first sentence talks about a race for global technology dominance in the development of artificial intelligence. This is about China. President Trump's team knows that whoever masters AI-accelerated science first doesn't just win the AI race. They win semiconductors, they win energy, they win biotech, they win national security. Everything. And they're not messing around with the timeline. They've got 90 days to identify all available computing resources, 120 days to compile the initial datasets, and 270 days to demonstrate the first working version of the platform solving at least one major national challenge. They're starting with 20 science and technology challenges spanning advanced manufacturing, nuclear fusion, quantum computing, semiconductors, and critical materials. The stuff that actually matters for economic and military dominance. But here's the clever part about how they structured this. Genesis isn't just a government project. The Department of Energy is explicitly partnering with private companies, universities, and anyone with advanced AI capabilities or domain expertise. So American taxpayers funded the data collection over decades. Now that data trains AI models that private companies can access and commercialize. It's like the government built the railroad, and now they're inviting businesses to run trains on it. The intellectual property rules are designed to encourage innovation while maintaining security. Companies that collaborate get access to computing power and datasets they could never afford to build themselves. Of course, there are massive security requirements. This isn't open to everyone. You need to pass serious vetting, comply with classification requirements, meet cybersecurity standards. They're not handing the keys to this kingdom to just anyone. So what does this actually mean in practical terms? Within the next year, we're going to start seeing breakthroughs in areas that have been stuck for decades. So yeah, America just launched its own Manhattan Project, except this time the weapon is AI that can out-innovate any human or any other country. The Genesis mission is either going to cement US technological dominance for the next 50 years, or it's going to be the most expensive science experiment in history. Either way, we're about to find out what happens when you give an AI system the world's largest scientific dataset and tell it to start making discoveries on its own. This is going to be interesting.